Hi, this is Jessica from House of Heyday, and this is the first of various videos that I'm planning on making over the next few weeks while we're all stuck at home. Today I just wanted to introduce myself and tell you a little bit more about my business and about my plans over the next few weeks as well. So House of Heyday, I started it about a year ago. It was a year ago in January, and there's two kind of strands to the business. So I do embroidery and I do vintage. So on the embroidery side of things, I trained at the Royal School of Needlework, and I've been working as a professional embroiderer for about 16 years now, and I still do quite a lot of work for them. Although I'm based in Yorkshire, I still go down to Hampton Court Palace where they are and teach there, as well as teaching at various satellites of theirs. And I also teach kind of off my own back, and I design and create embroidery kits, and I do commissions, so new pieces and textile restoration and conservation as well. And then on the vintage side of things, I do vintage hair and makeup. So I've been doing that for about 2 years, I think now. And I was trained by a company called LeQ Vintage Salons. So I'll spell that just in case you want to look them up. It's L-E and then a separate word, K-E-U-X. So LeQ Vintage Salons. And they're an amazing company, and they trained me to do all the different types of hair and makeup and various different looks from the 1920s through to the 1960s. So now I do parties and festivals and weddings, all kinds of events. And then I also give talks and presentations about my career, because I've had quite an interesting and colourful career, and I give talks about vintage fashions and embroidery as well, so specific techniques and history as well. So that's kind of an overview of what House of Heyday is all about, and if you would like to see some of my work, you can visit my website at houseofheyday.co.uk, and then I'm on Facebook, just House of Heyday, and on Instagram I've got 2 separate accounts. So one is called House of Heyday Embroidery and the other one's called House of Heyday Vintage. Alongside running the business, I also work for an organisation called Purple Patch Arts, and we teach adults with learning disabilities about anything and everything using the arts. So dance, drama, music, movement, literature and visual art. And at the moment we're working on some fantastic online content and loads of activities that anyone and everyone can do at home. So check out Purple Patch Art's website, which is beautiful, and find them on social media as well. And then the other exciting thing that's happening at the moment, which has kind of been going on behind the scenes for a little while, but I haven't been able to talk about it until today, is that I've been appointed as the textiles expert for Elstob and Elstob, who are an auction house in Ripon. I live in Halifax. So I'm really excited about this. I obviously have quite a lot of experience working with vintage and antique textiles, but this is my first time working for an auction house, and I love everything vintage and antique, from the furniture to fine art, the jewellery. I love it all, so I'm really excited to be working with them. And there's 2 other specialists joining at the same time as me. So there's a jewellery specialist and a classic cars specialist as well, so I'm very excited to see what he's going to bring into the auction room. The other thing that's happening for me at the moment, and I'm just going to get up so I can show you, is yeah, this is happening. Just move the camera down a little bit. Yeah, there's a baby in there, my little miracle surprise baby. I am 30 weeks pregnant now, so hopefully we'll be welcoming baby Heyday into the world in a couple of months. I hope it's in a couple of months. Don't want a baby to come early. And because I'm pregnant, I'm being really careful. I'm staying at home pretty much all the time at the moment. In fact, I am staying at home all the time, not even going for walks really, because I'm in a bit of pain. But anyway, that's another story. So expecting baby in a couple of months' time. Obviously it's tricky at the moment. There's a lot of uncertainty and we're not quite sure how things are going to play out over the next couple of months, but as we all do, I have every faith in the NHS and know that I'm going to be taken really good care of, and I can't wait to welcome my little baby into the world very soon. So I'm pretty busy, but just reaching for my notepad. So I've been planning what video content I want to create over the next few weeks, and I'm basically going to alternate between vintage and embroidery. So I'll do a vintage video and then an embroidery one and then a vintage one. You get it, don't you? Yeah, you don't really need me to explain what alternate means. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, so I'm going to run through what I'm planning on doing, and then if you think of something else you want me to do, or you want me to elaborate on anything, any of the ideas that I've already come up with, then please just let me know. So the first video I'm going to create after this one is a winged eyeliner. I get asked how to do winged eyeliner more than anything else. Like all the embroidery stuff, all the vintage stuff that I do, the one thing I get asked the most is, how do you do winged eyeliner? I don't know if you can see my eyeliner. So that's going to be my first video. Then I'm going to do perfect pout. It'll be red, I think. Victory rolls. Everyday waves, so that's not every day because it's quite a lot of work, but a kind of everyday pin-up look. I've written down halo braid. That one's on hold for now because my hair's only about this long and I had a go at doing one. It's when you braid all the way around your head, and I had a go at doing one earlier and then half of it just fell down because my hair wasn't long enough, so I have to put that one on hold for now. French plaits, which is what these are. I don't know if you can see my hair. And then my favourite products. And then on the embroidery side of things, I'm going to do a video about materials and equipment. The basics, so things like framing up, threading a needle, how to get started with a project. Specific stitches, so again I'll start with the basics, so things like chain stitch, stem stitch, French knots. Ooh, I love a French knot. And then over time, once I've kind of built up videos, little mini tutorials of the basics, I'll do more complex things. So I've had a request to do a silk shading tutorial, so that'll be a bit further down the line. I thought I would do every now and again a video about what I'm working on, in case you guys want to see. RSN classes debunked, I've written. That's because whenever I'm teaching for the RSN, I get asked a lot what all the different classes are that they offer and how they differ from each other. So I thought I'd do a little video about how I explain that from my point of view. Make, do and mend, thank you Roz for that request. So that will be basic repairs and kind of the basics of repurposing things and upcycling things. And then I'm also planning on doing some work and offering some videos and services around monetizing your embroidery. So I'm well aware that at the moment there will be lots of people who love embroidery, who do embroidery at home, who would like to generate income from it. So I'm going to do some videos around that. And they will be, as a starting point, I'm going to be putting together a package actually, which will be a kind of consultation package about how to make embroidery kits and the process that you go through to do that. I will also be talking about valuing your work, which is something that I feel very passionate about. So I'm going to do a whole video basically where I just chat about how you value your work and the things that I've learned over the last 16 years. So that gives you an idea of my plans and what I'm up to at the moment. I'd love to know what you're up to. I'd love to have your input Let me know if there's anything else you want me to do, any other videos you want me to make, any other information you want me to share, any questions that you've got. Just keep in touch. We're all stuck at home, and if you're like me and you love embroidery or vintage or both, I'd love to hear from you. So kind of let's keep that community going, and I will be back in the next few days with my winged eyeliner tutorial. Thank you very much for watching my first video, and have a lovely evening. Bye.